Good morning, students. I am Jerry Wheeler, your business study teacher for class 12th, and today we are going to start chapter number 5, that is organizing. So let's start the chapter. So, first of all, we will learn about the concept of organizing. And, and in order to make you understand the concept of organizing, first of all, I will give you an example. So, just listen carefully, okay? Suppose our school is going to conduct annual function in his school, okay? So for this, all the teachers and students are assigned different duties. As you know very well, when we are conducting any annual function in our school, so different duties we have to assign to teachers and the students also, okay? So suppose that dance teacher will prepare dance of the students, okay? Sports teacher help band group for their performance. One teacher will help the students to prepare a skit. One teacher will help the students prepare what group song and etc etc etc. So teachers also are assigning, and what the students are also are assigned, like for anchoring, and you can say for other different skits in which one student is selected so that he can inform the other students also. So those who are interested, they will come there, okay? Now then what happened at last, then what, one coordinator is also appointed whom everyone will report for what they are preparing and how much prepared and what is pending and whatever etc, okay? So even one teacher will check what decoration work also, because that is important work, decoration, okay? So they will check the decoration work, whether they have decorate the stage properly or not. It is very important. So this whole arrangement in which we are, what we are doing, we are first checking what is our work, then we are dividing it into groups, like that we are assigning teachers, we are assigning to students, okay? And then we are achieving that goal by what, by that we can say that assigning duties to the all students and teachers. So this whole arrangement is what is called organizing. You can see the meaning here now. Organizing can be defined as identifying and grouping different activities in the organization and bringing together the physical, financial and human resources. Now if I am talking about physical resources, so what is the physical resource in order to perform the annual function? Stage, okay? First to prepare our stage, in that we will need tables, chairs, etc. These are called physical resource. What is financial resources? Financial means money only, of course. When we are decorating the stage, so we need some things, and for that things we have to spend some money. Then comes what, human resources. So human resources are teachers, students, these are called human resources. To establish most productive relations for the achievements of a specific goal of organizations. Then what they are establishing, productive relations between teachers and students, okay? Dance teacher and students, sports teacher and student, these are preparing what they are what they are establishing relations, okay? Productive relations, because they are going to prepare something, okay? For what? For a specific goal of the organization. Right now our organization is what, is school. For the school we are preparing annual function. This is called organizing. Now some here you can see that some definitions are given of the organization, okay? Organizing, you can read it out and you can write in your copy, like, to organize a business is to provide it with every useful to its functioning, like raw materials, machines and tools, capital and personnel. Said by Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol says that in order to organize a business, what we need to first we need the raw materials. What raw materials we are going to use in the process of production? Machines, tools, these are important things. Capital, personal. Without these we can't achieve our goal, so we can't organize that business activity. So for that business activity we need these things. So first we have to provide it with these things, okay? This is given by Henry Fayol. Then William Sprigal and G.R. Terry also has given these definitions. You can read out afterwards, okay? So, in general words, organizing refers to arranging what? Everything in which form? Orderly form. Okay? And making most efficient use of resources. We have to use our resources very properly. We should not waste any resources. Okay? So, when the managers are performing organizing, functioning, it results in creation of an organizational structure which shapes the system of working. Okay? Example they have given, already I have explained to you. Then comes what? Organizing process. Now you have already understand the concept of organizing. Now we have to learn the process of organizing, what we need to do in order to organize any business activity. So first of all, the first step is what? Identification and division of work. Now the work is first identification. We have to identify what we need to do, what is our work, and then after identifying our work we have to divide the work. Like first we have identified that we have to conduct what, annual function. Okay, then what we are doing, then we are dividing the work into different workers. Like you can say, first there, as they have written that each unit of total work is called a job. Of course, for teacher is for a teacher who is preparing dance, it is a job for him or her. A teacher who is preparing, you can say that band performance, it is a job for him. Okay, so each unit of total work is called a job. So division of work into smaller jobs leads to specialization. Because specialization, why they are saying specialization? See, if a teacher who is singing, he can't prepare a dance. Okay, and same thing if a the dance teacher who's preparing dance can't prepare students for band. So this is different thing. So we need a specialization. A dance teacher will teach dance, a singing teacher will teach singing, a sports teacher will teach band performance. So these are specialization jobs. Okay, so individuals according to their qualification, we have to divide the group, divide the work according to the qualification and capabilities. Like a student who is good actor, so I will take him in skit instead of taking him in singing. Okay, so we have to check the capabilities also. Okay, so these are the things which are comes under identification and division of work. So we have identified that our work is what, we have to conduct annual work. Now we are dividing the work in different units. Then comes what, grouping the jobs and departmentalization. Now what is the meaning of this, grouping the jobs? After dividing the work in smaller jobs related to the similar jobs are grouped together and put under one department. The departmentation or grouping of jobs can be done by organization in different ways, but the most common two ways are. Now after identifying and you can say that dividing the work, now what we need to do, we have to group them. Now all the persons, those who are singing, those who are preparing dance, those who are performing this, they can't perform at the same time now, or they can't practice at the same time, or can't practice together. So we have to divide them. Like dance group will go that side, or dance group will go in that room, green room, and that you can say skit group will go in that other room, and that dance students will prepare on dance. So like that we can divide them in group. Okay, so we have to divide them in grouping jobs and what, departmentalization. So it can be done through the two ways. Like first one is what, functional departmentation. What is that? It is related to the common function and grouped under one department. For example, all the jobs related to the production are grouped under production department, and jobs related to the sales are grouped under sales department. Of course, if you check our company, where two departments are there, for the first the production of the item, and then after that we have to sell that item. So there is a team who is belongs to production department, who is doing the work of production. Then the other team is there who is helping in selling that product. So there are two departments, production department, selling department. If we separate them, so that work should be done in a perfectionist manner. Then comes what, one more method is there, divisional departmentation. When an organization is producing more than one type of products, like for example, you can say that an organization is there who is producing cosmetic goods also, textile also, and medicines also. So what they have to do, then they prefer divisional departmentation. What? Divisional departmentation. Under these, jobs related to one product are grouped under the one department. For example, if an organization is producing cosmetics, textiles, and medicines, then jobs related to the production, sale, and marketing of cosmetics are grouped under one department. Related to the cosmetics production, sale, marketing, all those workers will come under one department, that is cosmetic. In the same way, those who are producing and marketing and selling what, medicines, they will come in under one department, that is medicine department. Then those who are in the you can say textile group, textile work, they will come under one department. So all the things like production, sales, and marketing all comes under one department. Like first is, you can say that what, sales department, this one you can say cosmetic department, then one is what, textile department, and one is what, medical department. So in this way we have dividing what, grouping the jobs and departmentalization. Then coming third one, assigning duties. After identifying and division of group, then we have done what, grouping also we have done, grouping the jobs, and departmentation also we have done. Now we have to assign the duties to the efficient workers, those who are specialized for that job. So we have to assign the duties. So after dividing the organization, what we have to do, we have to specialize, we have to assign the duties matching to the skills of the workers. So the work is assigned according to the ability of individuals. So employees are assigned duties by giving them a document which is called job description. In that description, or you can say in that note, it is written that what you need to do. You have to prepare a song within that, you can say that it is given to a teacher that sir, you have to prepare a song, okay, which is based on patriotism, and in that 10 maximum 10 students can participate and all the instruments they can use. So in this way, this job description is given and you have to perform this song within a 5 minutes. This is a job description which is given to a employee. Okay, this is called what? Document, which is called job description. So this document clearly defines the content and responsibilities which are related to the job. So as I told you, example I have given you, so that is comes under assigning of duties. Now we have assigned duties. Now what we need to do? We have to establish what? Reporting relationship. Now what is the reporting relationships? After grouping the activities in different departments, the employees have to perform the job, and to perform the job, every individuals needs some authority. As we have seen that those who are working in company, they know very well they are working under a boss who's having the most authorities, so who's authorized every decision. So in the fourth step of organizing process, all the individuals are assigned some authority matching to the job they have to perform. Okay, so the assignment of the authority results in the creation of superior and subordinate relationships, and the questions of who reports to whom is clarified. It means that like I am preparing, okay, I'm a teacher who is preparing a skit, so I have to perform the coordinator is my what? Superior. I am his subordinate, so I have to report him that okay, I have done this much, and if any query I can ask the my superior. So this is called what? Superior subordinate relationship. Okay, the individuals of higher authority becomes the superior, and with less authority becomes the subordinate. As I have the authority to prepare skit, so I have less authority, and the teacher who is coordinating, who is a coordinator, who has to see all the works, all the departments, so he is having the more authority, higher authority, so it becomes superior. Okay, so with the establishment of authority, manager hierarchy gets created here. It means the chain of command come, and it follows what? Scalar chain. So the establishment of authority also helps in creation of managerial level like top level, middle level, and you can say lower level of management, which we have learned in chapter 1. So we can say that we are working in these levels also. So with the establishment of authority, and the individuals can perform their jobs, and everyone knows what they have to do and they have to report. So these are what? These four: one, identification and a division of work, then grouping the jobs and departmentation, then assigning duties, and last one is what? Establishing reporting relationships. These are what? Organizing process. Now we will talk about importance, or you can say significance of organization. So we can say that organization is very important for the business, for the smooth running of the business. Why it is important? So the points are here. First point is what? Benefits in specialization. Now already we have seen that in organization process we have identify, and then we have divide the work, and then we have hire the perfectionist, or we can say specialized people for the separate work. Okay, so when we are getting the specialization, we can getting the expertise persons for the work. So what we are getting the specialization in each work. In this way we are getting benefit. How? Because in organization every individual is assigned a part of total work and not the whole task. We are not providing the whole task to one person, but we are dividing the work, and then we are dividing to departments, and then we are dividing to the peoples. So due to this division of work, what happened? It divide into a smaller units, and assignment of units according to the qualification leads to specialization, because we are providing the work according to the qualification. So what happened? The specialization automatically comes when an individual is performing one job repeatedly. Each whatever the work we have assigned according to the qualification. So they are doing the same work again and again. So in this way they are getting what? Specialization. So we are getting the benefit of the specialization in the business. Then comes role clarity. As we have already given the description of the work to the people in assignment while we are assigning the duties. So in this way we are giving them role clarity, that what is their work, what they have to do, okay, to whom they have to report. Okay, so all descriptions are given under the job description note, that is called document, which is called description job. Okay, So then next is coming what? Clarity in working relationship. When we have already given the role clarity to the people, so what happens? It comes what? Clarity in their work, that what they have to do, to whom they have to report, and to whom, from whom they have to take orders. All this clarity come in the mind of the employee, so they will work properly without any confusion. So in the organization function, it is clearly defined that what all and how much power and authority is enjoyed by different individuals. So when we are when we are giving them that document, that is called what? Job description. So in that job description, we are clearly tell them that what their authorities, what their powers are there, to whom they have to report. Okay, so we are providing them everything, that superior, subordinate, everything we are defining in that job description. So in this way they are getting the clarity in their job. Then coming to what? Optimum utilization of resources. As we have seen that we are dividing every job in departments, so what we are getting? We are getting utilization of resources. How? Optimum utilization. In this way there is a no duplication of work. When that song department is different and dance department is different, and you can say that what you can say, skit department is different, so there will be no duplicacy. It means that as I give an example of annual function, when the departments are divided, so one student will not participate in dance also, and the same student will participate in that skit also. It can't possible. We will not allow this one. So what will happen? There will be no chaos in that one, there will be no confusion in that one, so it will not create any problem. So in this way we are doing what? Optimum utilization of resources. Then coming what? Coordination and effective administration. Now when we are working under one department, as we have seen under division departmentation, where you have seen that 3 departments are there: cosmetics are there, textile are there, and medicines are there. So those who are cosmetic department, under that department, those who are doing the work of production, sale, marketing, all coming together and working together under one department, and for the cosmetic department. In the same way, the other workers, those who are producing team and the marketing team and sale team, they are working under the medicine department. So they are working for their department. So in this way what we are bringing? We are bringing the unity in their work. So in this way we are bringing what? Coordination and the effective administration. Okay. So now next point is coming, adaptation to change. Now as you can see that we are working in an environment where the changes come every week. The fashion sense change, and change the clothing, and you know that change the style of reading, the style of studying. These are things are changing day by day. So a business need to adopt the changes according to the environmental changes. If they will not adopt the changes, so what will happen? They will be not update themselves. So what we need to do? We have to adapt that changes easily. Now what happened? As we have divided the group, divided the peoples, the work in departments. So what happened? Suppose that some change came in the production rules. What come? One change came in the production rules. So we don't need to disturb the sale department, or you can say we don't need to disturb the other marketing department. But we will just call only production team, production departmental, and we will tell them clearly that what are the changes which came here. So they will be clearly know the changes, and then they will work according to that one. So in this way we have adapt the change very easily. How? By dividing that group by dividing them into departments. Then comes what? Expansion and growth. Now when we are utilizing the resources fully, clearly, properly, and we have divided the work in proper departments in a perfect manner, then what will happen? The company can achieve any goal with ease. So what happen? In this way they can grow, the company will grow, and they can expand themselves. Okay. Then comes development of personnel. Under the development of personnel, what happened? The manager is transferring some of his authority to his, what you can say, subordinate. You can say the employer is transferring some authority to the employee. Why? Because he wants to take some time for himself also. What he is doing actually, that he is transferring some of his authority to the subordinate, and then he is monitoring the activities of the subordinate. And in this way, while he is monitoring the you can say activities of the subordinate, in this process he is recreating himself. He get the ideas and to create ideas, and you can say he developing the new ideas, and you can say creation. So it gives them to innovate new technologies and areas for the growth of the companies. So delegation not only reduce the work, as you can see that they have transferred some authority, so in this way they are transferring some work also. So they are reducing the work, the manager is reducing his work, and it's a workload. So it also helps them to use and realize their full potential for the more creative work. So in this way they will get time to think about the work more, and in this way they are becomes more creative and more innovative. So these are what the importance of organizing. So you can see that with these importance, you can see that organizing becomes very essential part of the business. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you. If you need any if you have any doubt, you can clear me on chat. Okay, thank you.
At last, I just want to say, as the danger of corona is increasing, be at home, be safe, and take care.